Okay, so I want you to get out the hopefully you were able to have some success with those. And I want to go over the answers here with you, and I'm going to give you some more practice to do. So we did 33 together on the video from Friday, so if you haven't watched that video, you should go back and do that. But I'm going to start with 34 because we're trying to solve these problems. So on 34, I just started guessing numbers. And again, these are going to be pretty small numbers that work. So when I plugged 1 in, I got 0 as my answer. So I did the synthetic division. And again, I like to factor, and so I factored here, but you could have done the quadratic formula. So I factored this to get the zeros, -5, 3, and don't forget the 1 that you synthetically divided out. Okay? 38, you could start by just guessing and checking numbers, but again, we want to look at the factoring if we can. So notice there's a GCF in all of these. So the first thing I did is I took out an x, and if I take out an x, then I'm left with x to the 4th minus 8x squared minus 9. That is quadratic form, so you could do the quadratic formula. I factor here again, and I got 0, plus or minus 3, and plus or minus I. Number 45, given the 3 zeros, remember that the -2i is also going to be a 0. And then I had to work out the factors. So that would be x plus 1, x plus 1, x plus 2i, and x minus 2i. Again, you don't have to FOIL that out if you can realize what would give you plus or minus 2i. But then this is the part that people really struggled with, where you have to distribute x squared times x squared times 4, 2x times x squared, 2x times 4, which I think I messed up here. This is supposed to be an 8x, if I remember correctly. And then 1 times x squared and 1 times 4. And that's where I get this. And then I combine my like terms to get this answer. Definitely you're going to see one like that on your test. And then this one was matching. This has to do with the zeros and also the imaginary part. And that kind of leads to 56. But what I want you to realize on this is that when this has an extra little curve in it, right? Remember the number of curves in a graph is 1 less than the degree. So if this has 3 turns, it means that it's at least degree 4. So that's how you know that B has to go with 51, because it only has 1 turn, which means it's degree 2. And both of these are degree 4. So that kind of leads to 56, which says there's definitely more than one right answer, but 3 real zeros means it has to cross the x-axis 3 times. But if there's 2 imaginary, together that means it's degree 5, which means it has to turn 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's kind of what I would be looking for on that. And the same thing on the other ones. 4 real zeros means that it needs to turn 3 times, and it needs to cross the x-axis 4 times. And 2 imaginary zeros means it's degree 2, so it's just a quadratic. It should only turn 1 time, and it should never touch the x-axis. So again, we're trying to make those connections. So here's what the plan is for today. I have left this for you with the sub to work on in class today. This is over 6.5 and 6.6 and 6.7 that we've done. Nothing new here. I'm not going to make you do all of these, but I want to see work with these. So either do the work on the back or do the work on another page. Answers alone is not going to get you credit tomorrow when I come back. So I'm going to have you do number 2. I'm going to have you do number 4. I'm going to have you do number 5, number 1, and number 2. Okay? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 5 problems. And actually, let's go and do this one. Let's do 6 problems. All right? That should give you plenty of time to do this because this video is only at a little over 4 minutes. And then you also have notes for a video tonight.